So there are some pros and cons if you choose yourself as a contractor or you use a contractor as a contractor. So let's check this out in this video more in detail. What are exactly pros and cons doing any projects for yourself? We buy tons of properties for the investment purpose. I work personally with a lot of investors as a realtor too. We try to do the bidding on a HUD auctions or tax deed auctions or even a county auctions. We also buy properties with the individual, depends on individual situations from the sellers, so that our investors gets the best deal. So many times I've seen the investors are more scared to buy something because they are scared to do the remodeling. So in this video we are going to find out like what are actual pros and cons. Let's say if somebody wants to do by themselves, or how actually the remodeling works, so that you can leverage more properties in your benefit. So what is the pros and cons of doing the remodeling of your investment property by your own? Let's find out in this video right now. This is Komal Acharya. I'm a local real estate agent and investor in Florida. So if you are new to my channel, we make tons of videos like this. So make sure you subscribe me. So I just bought this property a few minutes ago. Look at this one. Beautiful, beautiful baby. I am going to flip this house and we're going to make good amount of profit. So we are waiting on doing some of the things from the city. However, the project is still going on. It's a great project. We are going to make almost 20 to 25% of the profit for my investors. If you are ready to do your own DIY project for your investment property, make sure you have a truck.
I'm going to make it easy for you.
Or something where you can carry your supplies or all kind of different things. And of course you got to invest in the tools which is you really need for that project. So that's one of the cons where you got to put your budget there. Are you going to do this just one time, or you are keep going to do this, or maybe you're going to hire somebody and going to teach them? Then it's valid for you to have something like this as an investment purpose. So the biggest pro you can have if you are doing something by yourself, let's say you bought a 1 to 2 bedroom apartment, you just want to try out to do by yourself, definitely it is doable. You are going to save thousands of dollars.
I'm dancing to all the money I'm going to save this month.
You are giving away to contractors, so definitely you're going to make more profit. I know personally a couple of investors, they do the house hacking. The house hacking means they live at the property, they remodel the whole property in like 2 to 3 years time frame. That's one way to go by doing yourself and making the good amount of profit, because in that way you are but you got to get used to moving around with the stuff.
Live with it.
So when you're remodeling the property, there is a lot of inconvenience happens when you decide to do when you're living at the property. So the house hacking, it's a good idea, but it's not a good idea with the people who wants to settle down, and it comes with a lots of efforts, time,
maximum effort.
and one way it's also investment of money, because let's say you made some mistakes since you are nearby, then definitely you are going to not making the next time, but at least that time you may end up with paying a little bit more. But however, still you're going to save money because you are not using any third party there. So it does have that pro. One more pro I feel doing by yourself is you can control project.
I have absolute power.
Because I've seen and I have worked with a lot of contractors, and sometimes it's so much pain in ass to control some other person because they are controlling the project. So things get delayed. when we flip property, our goal is to finish in 4 to 6 weeks, but sometimes things happens. The guy even promised to have like 3 guys working in the property, but they have only 1 person working because they took another extra like 10 projects at the same time. So that kind of things you got to get used to if you are hiring a contractor. But if you are doing by yourself, then definitely you are the person who is handling things. But since if you are using someone as a helper, then it's better to use somebody who is not technically too busy. Then only you can control the project, because definitely just by one person is difficult, right? I mean, you do need the floor guy, you do need the plumber, you do need the electrician. You can control these things if you have a direct contacts of doing those, working with those people, and you have experience working with those people. Otherwise that pain it still carry forwards, because the whole project, if you are trying to do the whole house, there are so many things involved. It's not just the one thing. Time management is most important thing when you take any of the project, especially if you are doing by yourself. That's like a con, because you literally have to plan your time so well so that you can take some more benefit for completing this project faster versus you use somebody else. Because one way you are saving money, but if you are not beating your time, then probably it's not a good deal.
Time is money, boy.
Because let's say rental property or something you buy, and more time you take, you are losing money to rent that property. Or if you are flipping a property, then time is money, because more faster you do, more faster you are able to put this in a market, and more faster you're going to earn money, and that money you are going to rotate for the next deal. So that's very, very essential. People sometimes don't understand that part by doing their own self and losing so much time, because the one-man army cannot do everything. Let's assume you are going to hire people, then also you got to know how to tackle them. That's another skill you need to know, because if you haven't worked in the past working with those labor professionals, then it will be difficult for you to tackle, because that's another, your control on the project will go away, which is the one benefit of doing this by yourself, right? And that's one of the reasons you haven't chose contractor, because you want to control the project and you want to finish this faster. If you are doing this by yourself and with the permit, then CD problems, just make sure you make yourself aware of and available for, because see, getting the permits with the city is not that easy.
But it's not easy.
So you have to fill out the paper, you got to know the process, you got to go in and out. Now because of the COVID, many cities don't allow the personal appointments, but in the past we used to see in a city for 2 to 3 hours to get your number. So again, you are losing a time doing those tasks. And let's assume you have a family member to help you out, or your wife or your husband is there to help you out for that task. Then it still makes sense, because then you are leveraging your time working on the project and somebody else is working on those things. Because this administrative things also is very, very painful. Trust me. I mean, especially when you end up with any of the problem. Let's say you started the project without permit and someone from your neighbor complained, then you get a big ticket of the violation. So that's something is so difficult to tackle. Trust me, I have done it. And if you do by yourself, things like this, like he forgot having the garbage bag, he had to go to the Home Depot. So make sure you are going to make Home Depot as your second home, and if you're ready to do that, then definitely this is a good thing to try doing by yourself. And one last but most important thing I feel The disadvantage of doing by yourself is basically you cannot leverage. So if you're looking to have multiple properties, if you're looking to do this flips multiple times, though, then you need a help.
Help me!
You got to think smart. I mean, basically you got to be entrepreneur, okay? Even though, let's say, you're putting your maximum time, maybe one task you can keep it for yourself. If you're, let's say, you are already contractor or someone who has some knowledge of doing things, then definitely, try to save money there. Like, for example, you do just the floor and use other people, but you got to know how to tackle with the other people. So for example, how I do not hire directly the licensed contractors, but I try to work with the direct labor job handyman, so who are more expert on those particular tasks. However, I keep the contractor for my city permit work, so we do leverage certain time versus money, because this way we are going to make more profit for our investor. If you are keeping too many people in tech, then definitely it's going to, the profit goes there. Also, if you want to know more in detail, like, do the one-on-one consultation, it's no obligation. You know how to contact me. I would love to chat with you. We can make a great strategy for your investment. Make sure you contact me through phone or email. Thank you, pips, for watching my video, and make sure you subscribe my channel. I make tons of videos like this and some cool stuff.